single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna...
Hi everyone, and welcome back to today's video. I'm going to show you how to make squirrel pie. Now, I said it before, squirrel isn't everyone's cup of tea, but believe me, if you try it or get someone to try it, I'm sure they will like it. It's kind of got a taste like rabbit, but I find it's a little bit sweeter. And this is the squirrel that I shot on Saturday on my video. So it's a nice clean carcass. This is very little damage. I mean, it was shot with a 410, so it's all within the shoulder. So what I'm going to do is cook this in the slow cooker, because with squirrel, it is one of them game meats you have to cook really quickly or low and slow. If you try and cook it in between, like trying to sear it off and then roast it, you'll just be in like dry rubber territory, like when you're cooking squid. So like I said, it needs to be cooked low and slow or really quickly. So I'm not going to sear this off. So what I've got on here is obviously my squirrel, already skinned out and ready. I've got a couple of sprigs of rosemary, some salt and pepper, some crushed cloves of garlic, half an onion, just cut into wedges, and just one carrot cut into chunks. And this is all just for the flavouring. I'm not going to use this veg or these garlic or herbs in my actual pie. So what I've got is my slow cooker. So I'm going to chuck the onions in first, and then the carrots, one sprig of rosemary, then the garlic, and I'm going to lay the squirrel in, because this fits in quite nicely. The last sprig of rosemary, and I'll put all the salt and pepper in there. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to top it off with some homemade venison stock. Pulled some bones out of the freezer. I've got about a pint here. So to that pint of venison stock, I'm just going to top it off with half a pint of cold water. So this is going to go on a low heat, or my lowest setting on my slow cooker, for 6 hours. Right, so my squirrel is all cooked now. Smells really good. But what you got to do now is try and get it out best you can as like one piece, but I can feel it already, this is going to fall apart. It's that tender. I suppose I can't complain on how tender it is. I'll fish around there and get everything out. I mean, it's like I was saying, I'm not going to use this veg or anything in my pie, but if you wanted to, there's no reason why you can't. If you just cut it a little bit smaller, or if you like it chunky, keep it as it is, because it will be full of flavour. Right, I'll leave that for the time being. So what you're going to do now, once you've got it all out, is spend just a bit of time taking out the bones, because you do get some wicked little bones in these, but you can see just how tender that is. And I don't shred it too much, because obviously I want to, like when you bite into the pie, you want to see and you want to taste the squirrel. So I'll just try to keep it, you know, kind of as whole as possible. I mean, look at that one. Nasty little bone. And that. So what, you've got to really take your time with this, because the last thing you want is to give someone the first taste of squirrel and then they get a tiny little bone stabbing them in the mouth. Yeah, there's some really tiny ones. So like I said, I'm just going to spend a bit of time now getting all this squirrel deboned and shredded up. Right, so once you've picked all the squirrel off the bones, you'll be left with something like this. It's like I said, I've left it quite chunky. I don't want to break it up too much, but it's surprising how much meat you actually get off a squirrel. Because I haven't got a lot of meat, I've just made up a little bit of onion gravy, and I've added in one flat field mushroom. I sliced it up and just fried it with the onions. I mean, if you wanted to add more veg, that's fine. I just didn't want to add a lot because I didn't want to overpower the flavour of the squirrel. So you just give it a mix together. And now when it comes to actual pie, there's a few ways you can do it. You can obviously line the bottom of a pie dish with puff pastry or short crust pastry. I'm going to actually load mine into one of these foil pie tins that I've got here. I think, looking at it with this mix, I will get 2 out of it. So I will make up another one shortly. But all I'm going to do is just spoon in this mix. And it smells really good, this does. Not quite to the top. And I've already cut a pastry lid for this. So I'm just going to pinch this just over the lip of the foil tray, and then give it a good egg wash. You can use milk as well if you've got egg allergy, but I always think if you can, use egg. And so yes, like I was saying, you can make the pie however you want. Full pastry in a case, or like I do, just use a lid. So I will make another one, but this is going to go into a preheated oven at 180 for 30 minutes. Well, the pies are cooked. I think they look rustic. The lid is shrunk on this one a bit. I mean, I had a little bit of leakage on that one, but to be honest, nonetheless, I think that is 2 cracking little squirrel pies, and it's not bad out of 1 squirrel. I mean, these are my 3 inch by 2 inch pie tins, and there's a good amount of filling in them. I'm happy with them. I'm gonna let them cool down, and I'm gonna try these. But another alternative as well, it's like I said, you can add different vegetables into them, or if you can make a plain cream sauce, you know, then convert that into a white wine sauce or a mustard sauce or a tarragon sauce. That works just as well with squirrel and also a rabbit. And now, as we're in the shooting season, there's going to be quite a few more different pies and terrines on my channel this season. So I am going to go and get my ferrets and all the ferreting kits sorted, because me and Simon have got to try and remove a few rabbits tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that video, and I'll see you soon, guys, for another one.